Good morning. Today we're talking about Pyramus and Thisbe by William Shakespeare. This is going to be merely an introduction focusing on the major points we need to consider while reading this selection. Moving ahead to the author. Most people consider William Shakespeare to be the greatest writer in the English language. He was born in 1564 in Stratford-upon-Avon. He built the Globe Theatre. And he didn't intend to be a poet. He wanted to be a playwright, but he turned to forms of poetry due to the plague, since theaters in England were often closed from 1592 to 1594. By the time of Shakespeare's death, at age 52, he had written more than 37 plays in verse, plays that are performed to this day. Before we move to our selection, let's take a look at the original story, since we have the adaptation of it. The original story was first told by Ovid, the Roman writer, in his Metamorphoses. So the tale is about two Babylonian lovers, Pyramus and Thisbe, and you can read along with me in your sheets, page 8. So the tale is about two Babylonian lovers, Pyramus and Thisbe. Their families have lived as neighbors in Babylon all their lives. As Pyramus and Thisbe grow up, they fall in love. Unfortunately, the young lovers' families hate each other and forbid them to get married. This forbidding by the families only makes the two fall more deeply in love. They find a crack in the wall that separates their houses, and through it, they whisper and profess their love for each other. Finally, Pyramus and Thisbe can no longer stand being apart and decide to elope. They create a plan to sneak out of their houses separately that night and to meet at the tomb of Ninus under a mulberry tree that grows inside the tomb. Thisbe arrives at the tomb first. She's so happy. She feels so close to becoming Pyramus's wife. She is excited, but also afraid, and hopes nothing bad will happen to keep Pyramus and her apart. Upon her arrival, however, Thisbe sees a lioness with a mouth bloody from a recent kill. That was terrifying for her. She flees out of fear, leaving behind her veil. When Pyramus arrives, he is horrified at the sight of Thisbe's veil, assuming the lioness has killed her. Pyramus kills himself, falling on his sword in proper Babylonian fashion. His blood splashes on the white mulberry leaves. Pyramus's blood stains the white mulberry fruits, turning them dark. Thisbe returns, but to her dismay, she finds Pyramus's dead body under the shade of the mulberry tree. After a brief period of mourning, she stabs herself with the same sword. In the end, the gods listen to Thisbe's lament and forever change the color of the mulberry fruits into the stained color to honor the forbidden love. So we have a tragedy. We are going to learn how Shakespeare dealt with that and transformed it to a comedy, to something that would make you laugh. So, Pyramus and Thisbe is merely a play within a play. It is an act in A Midsummer Night's Dream, a comedy by William Shakespeare. So, before we move to the style or how he did it, we need to ask ourselves, what is comedy anyway? So, comedy is a play that has a happy ending. That's all? Nah. It also has characters that encounter obstacles before getting what they want. And also, we need to understand that a comedy doesn't have to be humorous, but most are. Most comedies are humorous. Alright, discussing the technical matters, how it was done. So, most of the humor in Pyramus and Thisbe is done by silly wordplay. So, what is wordplay anyways? Wordplay means making jokes by using words in a clever or amusing way, especially by using a word that has two meanings or different words that sound the same, for example. We have confused misstatements. Misstatements. This is when you state facts that are false, they're not true. You are misleading others. We have also verbal or behavioral exaggeration. So what is exaggeration anyways? Exaggeration is a statement or description that makes something seem larger, better, worse, or more important than it really is. Finally, we have comic action. Comic actions are funny actions. Clowns perform comic actions in front of children to make them laugh. Alright, this is gonna be it for today. Until next time, thank you very much for watching. Have a lovely day. Bye.